and welcome back to the Sports and Coffee podcast. Check it out. I'm going to tell you who I think is the top tight ends for next year. You're here with David Apodaca. I'm going to run down this list. I got some notes going on. I got everything I need. So let's just get right into it. Number 10 is Eric Ebron. Eric Ebron, he just signed a 2-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, this is a low-risk, high-reward, potential contract type of deal. Last year, he just played 11 games, and it wasn't that good of a season. I'm sorry to say, but he was playing with Andrew Luck all those other years. Well, like 2 years ago, he was playing with Andrew Luck, and he had 750 yards and 13 touchdowns. So, if he can get the same production with a better quarterback, I can see him, moving up my list. I'm doing a list every 4 weeks of the top 5 players when the season starts. Now, one thing he needs to work on is this drop rate he has of 9.6. This is not that. This is terrible. That means 1 out of 10 catches, pretty much, he's gonna drop. And if he can get that to drop, Pittsburgh looks like the winners of the tight end off season. Let's get into number 9, Tyler Higbee, who came out of nowhere late last season. He established himself as the most dominant receiving threat as a tight end. It all started against the Cardinals in Week 11. He had 104 yards, and he just stretched the field out. And it was just, I remember watching that game because there was nothing else on. So I had to watch this terrible Rams versus Cardinals game. I know most of you guys are Ram fans, and I'm sorry for that. But Higbee finished the season with 734 yards and 3 touchdowns. You best believe his role is going to increase a lot this year because the Rams do not have a single receiver. They have Cooper Kupp, but he's more of a slot. And so I believe a slot receiver is like a tight end, but smaller and off the line. Cooper Kupp, that's besides the point. Tyler Higbee is going to have another great season. His role should increase in Sean McVay's system. Number 8, Hunter Henry. Hunter Henry he needs to stay healthy. This man always has an injury. If he can play a full season, he can be a top 5 tight end. I really like him. He reminds me a lot of a young Greg Olsen, to where he can block, run, every ball thrown his way, he catches. In 12 games last year, he had 652 yards and 5 touchdowns, but that was in 12 games because he got injured. He just needs to stay healthy. I don't want to say he has the quarterbacks, but he doesn't have experienced quarterbacks right now. But, inexperienced quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, they like the tight end the most. So, best believe if he can stay healthy this year, he's going to see a lot of play. And maybe he might become that top 5 quarterback I thought he would always be. Number 7. Jared Cook. The man has been playing forever. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. He played for the Titans, the Rams, Green Bay, the Raiders, and now he's with the Saints. I might have missed the team going off the top of my head. I'm not sure, but he's 33 years old. And over the last two seasons, he's averaged 1,601 yards and 15 touchdowns. That's the same amount he scored during his previous 6 seasons. He's got a strong rhythm going with Drew Brees, and Drew Brees is on his last leg, so he needs to, step up. He's going to look for a veteran like Jared Cook to throw the ball to. Last year, Jared Cook had 705 yards receiving and 9 touchdowns. And, again, he's 33 years old doing all this. This is absolutely amazing. Our number 6 player, Darren Waller from the Oakland Raiders. He, no doubt, had a breakout season last year. The Raiders had absolutely no weapons with the whole Antonio Brown thing going on. Yes, they had Josh Jacobs in the backfield, who should have won Rookie of the Year, but didn't for some reason. Actually, he didn't win it because he doesn't play quarterback, but besides the point. The Raiders didn't have any receivers. Yes, Tyrell Williams was good. Hunter Renfrow was good too. But with the whole Antonio Brown thing going on, the Raiders just had a whole bunch of number 2 receivers running on the field. Okay? So with the lack of weapons, Derek Carr had to look at somebody, and he did. He looked at Darren Waller, who had 3 touchdowns and 1,145 receiving yards. 1,000-yard receiver from the Raiders. And about half of those yards came off that yak, yards after catch. Best believe, with the Raiders improving their receiving core, they're going to do way better, and so is Darren Waller. Because, there is a because, Darren Waller, he's going to improve. He's going to show that he can block, and the field is going to be open. Everyone's going to go deep. He's going to be right there. Darren Waller, this is your year. On to the top 5. Number 5 is going to be Zach Ertz from the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I know they have Dallas Goedert, I believe his name is. Dallas Goedert? I don't know his name. His first name's Dallas, and he plays for Philly. That's all I know, and I think it's hilarious. But every single time Zach Ertz played this in the NFL, he had at least 40 catches go for a first down in the last 6 seasons, which is absolutely amazing. In 2018, he had 72 catches go for a first down. This man is a first down machine. He has very sure hands. He blocks. If Carson Wentz, see, it's always injuries holding players back. Or you're holding another player back. Okay, so if Carson Wentz can stay healthy, best believe Zach Ertz is going to break out and have a good year. He's also very, very durable. In the last 3 seasons, he's only missed 3 games. And add up all his total of those last 3 seasons, 278 catches, 2,903 yards, and 24 touchdowns. He's not their go-to receiver, but he makes plays when it counts. He gets the first downs. He drives. He pushes. He does it all. And Zach Ertz, you are also a very old person too. I believe you're 29.
But you're still getting the job done. Now, let's go from back-to-back old tight ends to a brand new second-year tight end. Mark Andrews, Baltimore Ravens. He was drafted in the 3rd round as a blocking tight end. Now, I know he's very unknown, just like Tyler Higbee, but Tyler Higbee started to show out late in the season. Mark Andrews did not. He came to 2019 ready to play. In 2018, he had 552 yards, 34 receptions, and 3 touchdowns, and he wanted to do better. So he went out and had 64 catches, 852 yards, and 10 touchdowns in 2019. The young man blocks, he runs, and he's doing everything he can so he can stay on the field with the big boys. Not the linemen. I'm talking about Lamar Jackson, Hollywood Brown, and all that speed the Baltimore Ravens have on offense. This is why he's number 4, and if he continues to show out like he is, best believe he's going to move up this list. Now, the top 3. This was a difficult decision for me to make because, well, yeah, it was a difficult decision overall. Because number 3, I'm going to have to put Gronk. I know what you guys are thinking. Why Gronk? He hasn't played in about 2 years, I believe. So why Gronk? Well, before Gronk retired in 2019, let's go back to 2018, the last season he played. He had 47 catches, 682 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Most people would see this and be like, man, that's a pretty good season for a tight end. But for my eyes and most people who watch it, the NFL real tightly, that's a down year for Gronkowski. So with that just being a down year for him, he's going to improve. And his blocking is super good. So how can I not put Gronk at number 3? Because, now I put Gronk at number 3 because he has shown that he can do it with the best of them. And hopefully he doesn't make me look stupid and he continues to show he can do it with the best of them. Now, on to the top 2. It was pretty difficult, but the top 2... Number 2 is going to have to be George Kittel out of the San Francisco 49ers that play in Santa Clara, California. I put George Kittel here because number 1 is just 10 times better than him. And, not 10 times better, probably like a little bit better than him. And number 1 has consistent quarterback play. George Kittel has Jimmy G, who is not that accurate of a passer at all, to me at least. Now let's get to George Kittle's stats real quick. Okay, in the last 2 years, this man had 2,430 yards and 10 touchdowns. In 2019, George Kittel caught 79% of his targets, and he got most of those yards off them yak yards after catch, with 602, and that was the 3rd most for a tight end in the NFL. He's going to continue to show that he is a rising, soon to be taking number 1 spot star. Now, with Deebo Samuel out for the year, or out for like half the year, George Kittel is going to see a lot more looks when the 49ers choose to pass the ball, because we all know the 49ers are a run-first team. So, with that being said, this is why he's number 2 for right now. He needs to prove himself a little more for me to bump him up and to take over. Number 1, Travis Kelce. The big man is here, and he's here to continue to dominate in the NFL. He has an amazing combination of explosiveness, speed, and power. For how big he is, he moves so swiftly down the field. He's also very durable. Okay, in the last 5 seasons, he's missed 2 games, and he made a Pro Bowl each and every 5 years. Every time Travis Kelce touches the field, he's going to average 1,120 yards in a season. Okay, and people don't look at it, but I do. Travis Kelce is one of the best blocking tight ends in the NFL, and he's highly underrated as a blocker. Okay, now I know this list was pretty long for just tight ends, but I do have more to go. All right. There's going to be running backs. There's going to be tight ends. I already did tight ends. There's going to be running backs, receivers, and quarterbacks. I might even do one for the offensive line. Best videos are coming soon. Just stay tuned and hear the other list. Now, if you didn't like what I said on this list, comment what you think, who you think I should replace and put in. I know the Mark Andrews pick surprised a lot of you, but I think he is going to be one of the top tight ends in the NFL. Only being 23 and looking like that already is absolutely amazing. Again, let me know who you like. Hit me on Instagram, hit me on Snapchat, or comment right here in the comment section. All right? You guys have a great day or night whenever you're listening to this. I'm David Apodaca, and this is Sports and Coffee.